Aloha. This is Samana with Unconventional Insights. This is my 27th podcast. Happy New Year. January 2nd, 2020. Okay, this is called Intentionally Manifesting in the New Year. So, I offer free life coaching techniques, and I'm going to offer quite a few little tricks to start your new year off in a great direction of choice and maximizing your results. So, we are the sun in Cancer, little astrology, sun in Capricorn, so that's Earth, lots of Earth going on, and we have a full moon coming up on the 8th, or the 9th, sorry, and then we have Saturn and Pluto happening, so all these things that are supporting total transformation. And right now we've had the moon in Pisces, which is nice and soft and sweet and reflective and daydreaming and curious about what I really want. That's where you could drift off as you're just like sitting outside or holding your partner's hand and you're like having those possibilities. That's that dreaminess of Pisces and that water. So both of those is having the image of what we want, and the earth is allowing us to manifest it. So taking that vision, that image, that feeling that we want to achieve and making it happen. So in my last podcast, because I don't edit these and I just listen to them when they broadcast on that day, I was talking about in the year 2000 in a decade. I know that was 2 decades ago. So in the last one where we were talking about what have you cultivated over the last decade, well, that's going to be over. You could separate those in 10 years and 10 years. So 2000 to 2010 and 2010 to now. And what have you cultivated? So if you've cultivated always the same things, I got to make money, or I want to look good, or I want to have the love of my life, then let's look at now, brand new time. Let's take that cleansing breath. Allow that to always be your reboot, so that you could just stop the spinning mind and be present, and let's focus and let's see what we're directed at. So what is your intention? What are you going to focus on for this new year and this new decade? So we're going to write a list including health, and the subcategories are your physical appearance, your energy, how much energy you have, your mental clarity. Another category is relationships, and this is either creating a new relationship or deepening the one you have. And this could be in intimate relationships, a partnership, or with friends or family members, or your community, or who you are at work and your coworkers and staff. All of those are separate areas to cultivate if something is a little rocky or deficient. The next point on your list will be under knowledge and wisdom. So this may involve learning a new trade or a skill or a language or a hobby or information you need to furthering your path. The next point on your list is spiritual growth. So this is your spiritual point. And a lot of people in the West don't acknowledge this, and you need to. We are spirits in physical form. And if we don't acknowledge that, I don't believe anything we achieve is worth it. So under your spiritual growth, we're going to put categories like stress. We want less stress. We want a peaceful mind. We want more appreciation for what we have. We want emotional maturing and stability. Another point, our last point, is going to be career and money. So how to bring more money in, how to maximize the money we have, So the greatest amount of effect with the least amount of physical effort. For some people, that might be big. Or challenge yourself utilizing your skills to create your life purpose if you haven't quite found what works for you yet. Maybe you want to get a promotion or start a new business or create a new app. Might be something. Okay, so finishing that book, writing a song, all of those are under career. Okay, writing all of these on paper and then listing 1 to 5 in order of importance to you and the time you will commit to improving this area of your life. If any of the categories don't interest you, then don't write it. Yet I would say to contemplate why it doesn't interest you, or is that further down in your life plan? But I need you to know, regardless of what decade you're in and what you're focusing on, to be whole, to be holistic, to be balanced, we need to acknowledge all 5 points of health, relationship, knowledge, spiritual growth, career, and money. All 5 points have to be acknowledged to stay centered. Okay. You may hear my dogs in the background. You may hear my lovely wind chimes, the birds. I always sit with my window open. I love that. And here we are. Okay, so now, for instance, if you have the perfect love of your life, your partnership is just incredible, or you have a job where you love the income, you love what you do, it gives you purpose. So if that's happening already, wouldn't you suspect that it got that way due to your concentrated effort given to create it? So remember that if something is good and then quickly changes or leaves and you feel blindsided or confused, it is usually because you stopped giving it your focused attention or recognizing its true value to cultivate it consistently. I often say a fire needs to be attended to regularly to be stoked, or it goes out. This is how the energy of life works. Once you have this list that you prioritized, to the right of it, I want you to write details on specifically what you want most from it and the results you want to benefit from it. So, I want a greater relationship in partnership so that I can share more authentically and experience life with another individual instead of through my own perspective. Something like that. So write the results that you want and then what you feel you would benefit from them or why you want this. Then write a list. So we're going to have an A list, and this is a group of specifics of how much time you will give this issue each month, each week, each day. So these are commitments we're making. This is how you manifest. It's actually in a practical way. We got to write this down. Then you're going to have a list and call it your B list. And this is how you're going to write your plan on how you're going to achieve these goals, such as to draw in a new soulmate or improve intimacy in your current relationship. Maybe you'll consider counseling for yourself or together, or taking a workshop, or reading books, or listening to podcasts and taking notes. So then implement them and set up times with your partner for connection time to introduce these new questions, to discuss, or to have new experiences or adventures to try together. And if you're single, then journal. What if it's about a soulmate, then journal what interests you most about the class, the podcasts, the book you read, like what you loved most, what you want to adapt and cultivate and integrate into yourself in order to be whole and attract your soulmate. So you enforce what it was and how you want to show up for it in this new behavior. Oftentimes, coaches will give you an exercise, and I've done this before, where you can, if there's something that you really, really want, something specific you really want, then I want you to sit and contemplate and feel, and then write this down, why you feel deficient, or why you feel, how it feels to not have it. And then I want you to write what it would feel like and what your life, how it would be different if you did have this great desire. Because oftentimes, so there's two ways I want you to look at this. Sometimes our mind creates something like, if I only had this, then my life would be perfect. And it uses it as an excuse to not show up and not to be fully appreciative with what you do have. So that's the negative part of it. But if we use it as a tool and we actually crystallize it and write it down, this is how I feel. I feel lonely without a life partner. And when I have that life partner, I feel more supported. I feel stronger. I have more motivation to help the planet, to achieve more because I have this support. So things like that. Then it becomes your ally. Then it becomes a plus to you instead of just a mental excuse of why you're not happy now. The goal is to always be happy with what we have, yet to be aware of the direction we need to go in a kind way, bringing that kindness to ourselves. So always in my podcast, I do some personal plugs. So David Garrison and myself, we teach Be a Relationship Architect workshop, and our next one is March 21st and 22nd. It's a Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5. That includes a healthy lunch. That is $300 a person, or two people for $500. We're taking a 50% deposit to hold your space. That is in South Austin. We are taking 10 people total. You can contact me and find out more if you'd like. And I do have a once a month meetup called Be a Relationship Architect in Austin. I am in South Austin, closer to South First and Slaughter. And our next in January, that Tuesday night, so it's from 7 to 9, I believe that's the 21st. It's going to be moving from fear to trust in 2020. So we're going to do that within ourselves. We're going to have a big discussion, and I'm going to do a slight little lecture and some interactives. And then we're going to pose that in relationship, how we can see where our fears have prevented us from this feeling of wholeness and unity and ease and all that juiciness. Okay, so now let's talk about foundation for everyone to start this new year right. Being with detoxing last year. All of the food, the sugar, the alcohol, the people, the circumstances, the bullshit that no longer serves you. And you're welcome to join my famous 30-day detox spiritual reboot. That's the other workshop that I'm doing in South Austin, and that one is going to be Thursday evenings. I'm doing that one starting February 13th, so do that with a friend or a partner. This is a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day and put your money to use towards something more constructive, because this is highly process oriented. This is detoxifying on the body, mind, emotions, spirit. You will be a new person. So it's going to be February 13th, 20th, 27th, and March 5th. Those are all Thursdays. And again, that one is $300 or two people for $500. And I take a 50% deposit for that one also. So be hot, be toned, be trim, treat yourself. Or I do a virtual one-on-one concierge version of this where it's just for you. It's very private, and I'll cater it to however you want that. So it's in the comfort of your own home with your own time preferences. I will require you to set up the same time each week, because that's better for the body and for the mind to get into habits, and it can retain more. So I have taught the same information for over 27 years. However, this can be catered towards you specifically, your needs. So when we do it in the workshop with others, you have the support of each other and myself, which is wonderful because it's a deep bonding. Nothing like detoxing together to really bond. And then if you're doing it online, and if you're a therapist, if you're somehow in the healing arts, I actually will, I've had personal trainers, nurses, I've had estheticians, massage therapists, other life coaches everyone has a specific specialty or an area of expertise. And when you tell me what needs support and what you need strengthening on, if it is nutrition, if it is supplements, if it is physical movement and exercise with your clients, if it is about emotional support, if it is about mental detox, whatever it is, I'm going to teach specific classes, which are 2-hour classes online, 1.5 to 2 hours, but I'm going to also go into some counseling for you. Like I had one client that I did last year that she had stuff to deal with an ex-husband, and then I had another one that it was a couple that did it, so we did some relationship counseling in there also. So it was kind of an all-in-one, but all of it, you're doing this 30-day cleanse, and we're detoxifying each level of our being. So together, we're going to do guided meditations, be it online or in-house movement. We're going to do journaling exercises. This also is very process-based. I'm going to give you homework and hold you accountable. So I'm your accountability coach. And so anyways, so yes. So any of you doing this personalized session, it is $500, and we do it on FaceTime, Skype, or Messenger. I only take 5 a month, so if you're interested, contact me. And how about that? Now, if you are in the healthcare industry, I do give you a certification with that. So it is an advanced life coach certification. And that is on my website, spaluna, spaluna.com. All of these workshops and what I do and testimonials are on my website, so please read those, and it might help support you in making the best choice of your life for 2020. So here we are. Okay, so the transformation that you can offer others when you change what has held you back, when you can address, when you can identify first your own personal limitations and what has held you back from being the fullest version, the most open-hearted, present, authentic, joyous version of yourself, fully clear-minded, clear energy. When we can do that, our personal responsibility, God helps he who helps themselves. That is a beautiful phrase. Our personal responsibility is to knowing where we need to cultivate and work on ourselves, and doing that kindly and consistently. And then we won't need so much from the people outside of ourselves. We won't have such a high expectation or feel disappointed because they hurt us or didn't give us what we needed. Because if we're filled inside, then we can be, that excess flows over, and that could go with our family and our partners and our friends and with our clients and with our community. And this is what the planet needs. We are in serious, serious deficiency, and it needs to stop one person at a time. So check this out and let's start this. So in my teachings, as you've known, if you follow my podcast or have worked with me as a student or a client, I offer basic physiological truths. So some, although I bring up astrology and all these other things, and I've done tarot years ago, and I've still done readings occasionally if someone needs it, and then I supported myself off of numerology in the day, and so anything metaphysical is true, and I find the truths to them. And I also bring everything with a deep grounding to it. I've been in business most of my life, so I am a very grounded hippie. How about that? Anyways, so there is a greater chance of lasting results. I have found this in any way I've worked with myself or other clients. If you commit to anything consistently, regularly for 30 days or longer, to omit something or to add something to your life. So, for instance, this cleanse has been very helpful for clients with addictions or issues with sugar, alcohol, drugs, anyone ready to move to their next highest potential. Many clients in AA or NA have benefited from this next level wisdom and additional daily tools to help ground them and release the past. So we need to heal our past by embracing it, by acknowledging it and feeling it and seeing what we learned from it. And working with many techniques for the mind, it helps shifts and helps to change our perspectives on challenging issues where all of a sudden we'll say in the middle of the night as we wake up, I never saw it that way before. How about that lightning bolt, that revelation? These are the things that we're trying to instigate and encourage. So we are going to find ways to stabilize the emotional body. We are going to offer mental clarity and surges of creativity and inspiration, all experienced from eating clean, being kind to ourselves, nourishing our body, and incorporating positive self-love regimes. So regardless if you do my 30-day cleanse or another that speaks to you, I so invite you to start this year out with something new that you haven't done, to experience something new. So, for all of you compassionate beings out there that you're everybody else's hero, yet you haven't learned to offer that same care, that same self-love to yourself to strengthen you. Boundaries and tools. A sense of boundaries and tools are foundational for a successful life. So, I will say to people, this is one of my beliefs. I have strongly believed in spirit and a higher power my whole entire life, even when I was younger and feel I didn't have authorities in my life for direction. I always believed in spirit. And I've learned as a healer that we need to ask ourselves when someone is in front of us in need. We need to take a moment to go inside and ask ourselves, am I supposed to help that person? And when you take the time to check in, to feel, is this your work to help them or not help them? That is the difference from working from ego, where it's you needing attention and I need to feel loved and I'm going to do this for this person because maybe they'll appreciate me or maybe I'll feel worthy in their life, versus spirit, that higher self, that inner connection, that gut instinct saying, I need to help this person. Because there are times that your ego is like, no way in hell am I helping that person. And spirit tells you you need to. I believe when we check in with ourselves, when we stay full and nourished, the more whole we are, the more sustainability, the more stability we hold with a sense of spiritual authority, that we can do those check-ins and ask, where do I put my work? Do I help campaign for this political party? Do I go help the refugees because that's what's calling to me? Do I help my neighbor because their kids don't have clothes for school and it's cold out? Like, you'll know what your work is. It will speak to you. And the stronger you are inside, and that needs to be your priority, it is not being selfish. We're in a culture that keeps us deficient so that we make stupid choices, and I don't want to anymore. Just let's change ourselves. Let's change our community and our family and our friends and our partnerships, and let's change the planet because it really needs help. So do something, commit to something. Be healthy and rejuvenating and transformative. Do something for 30 days and watch your life take off beyond your dreams. Again, our greatest limitation is ourself. It's our limited view. It's what we've known. So let's know more than we've done. Don't be afraid of change. Change is good. Change is new. And when I was afraid of change, the inner thought was, this is the results of my life from what I've known so far. And I don't like the results of my life. So I welcome change because anything might get me closer to my goal if I keep moving forward into a new way. So maybe you'll find the love of your life staring back at you, first from your own mirror image, and next out of nowhere, ta-dum, he or she may be right in front of you. That's kind of how it works. Okay, a few more tips about setting intentions in a practical way regarding money. So if increasing your material flow is important this year, write down realistically what you need financially, how much money, and what you want financially, how much money. Then from what you're able to make per hour, so whatever job you're doing, how much do you make per hour or per week? And do you make tips or commission? And what does that average into? So write down how many hours or days you will need to commit to make your goal, be it material needs or wants, to make your goal. Like, if you make $25 an hour and then you average another, 10 in tips, so say it's $35 an hour, and you want to make $1,000 in a week, how many hours in a week will you need to work to make that $1,000? Times 35, that's how you figure it out. And if you find it impossible to accomplish due to not being paid enough per hour or commission, or not being able to work that amount of hours, then this may be time to contact a counselor, a career coach, or a specialist that can help you change gears to put you on track, that may suit you more, that may give you a sense of life purpose. So many people feel they can't make money from what they love doing. And sometimes you can't make money quilting. But let's say you're a great quilter and you find a group of teenagers or someone that really wants to quilt, and you figure out a way how to market classes for them. And you have a support group while you're doing the quilting classes, and then it turns into money. How about stuff like that? There are ways that you can do what you love and prosper from it, or at least do it on the side while you're doing something else. But another good tip is to write a 5-year plan, and it's best to do this. Don't do more than 5 years, because our sense of it kind of dilutes the potency. It's like to think beyond 5 years, most people can't do that. So including in this 5 years, it might be going back to school. It might be apprenticing. It might be learning a new skill or taking workshops. But knowing your realistic potentials from a practical dollar versus time output can empower you to be more successful, to have a outcome you're happy with, instead of being confused and frustrated about why is this happening to me. So writing things down really does make a difference. It really does help. So now, if on your priorities list is about your physical health and your image, commit to self-care. I am a big fan of massages. I had a massage the other night. It's been a while. It was heaven. I was so grounded in my body that I sat in my car and was just breathing. I was totally in a meditative state. No mind, no thought, just heaven, feeling the density of my body. So much appreciation for this great therapist, Megan, at Massage Heights over in South Park Meadows, yes. And Michaela was great at the front desk. That was a great thing. My daughter got me that for Christmas. It was heaven. Anyways, so getting massages, getting facials, getting chiropractic treatment. There are so many great therapists out there. I know in Maui there are. I know I've helped facilitate hundreds of these healing angels over the past 25 plus years of teaching. And if money is an issue for you, then go to schools for discounted services. Shout out to Avenue 5 in Austin. I've been filling in there a little bit. I got to teach that massage class. That was heaven. I taught them aromatherapy a little bit, and I'm teaching the estheticians. I love that class. Love those students. Anyways, they have excellent students doing $35 facials and massages. Or perhaps you want your skin to look more rejuvenated, or get rid of the acne scars, or clear up acne, or you want to look more youthful. So you could commit to a series of treatments. January, February, now is the time before the summer happens, before spring is here, to start with your skin treatments. You can book with me if you're in South Austin. I don't do a lot of esthetician clients. I do a handful, but I love doing microneedling, microdermabrasion, oxygen facials, chemical peels, regular feel-good, heavenly, relaxing facials, dermaplaning. I do all of that. If you want a series after 34 years, I know what I'm doing. I will do you. We'll fit you in my schedule amongst everything else I'm doing. Also, now is the time. Join a gym. So I'm big on gyms. And I also love yoga classes. So those are good too, or a sports or something, but we're talking about gyms right now. So for years I was at 24 Hour Fitness in Maui. They were great. I did them here in Austin for a while, and then I switched to LA Fitness. Now, this is the thing. When you join a gym, do not join it. So it's a monthly debit from your account that you do not go. Join it and commit. Commit at least for the 30 days. Tell yourself, this is how many days I'm going to go. This is how long I'm going to work out. I would recommend 3 to 5 days a week for a minimum of 20 minutes. And this is hard workout, machine to machine, weights to weights, not like talking story in between there, 20 to 50 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. Make that commitment. Write it down to yourself and say you'll do this for 30 days. If you enforce that pattern for 30 days, I guarantee it will become a good habit, and your body will make you get up regardless of what that demon mind says to us. It comes up with excuses. Do not listen to the mind. Listen to the body. Anyways, every time you sign up at a gym, you get a personal training session, and then they even sell a series of them for affordable plans and things. So I love the LA Fitness on Slaughter and Montauk. Miguel is the manager there. He'll hook you up, tell him Samana sent you. And even if you sign up there, you could participate in any LA Fitness and all over Texas. And you could do a membership where you get an access all over the U.S. And I love it because they have a sauna in there and their equipment is great and clean. And I just love it. Anyways, so now also, if health and body is your thing, cut out all that toxic food. Sugar is the devil here. Sugar is bad. So many people are addicted to sugar. And a reminder, alcohol is liquid sugar. So, giving up breads, flour. Whenever you eat flour, it's glue in your intestines. So, dairy, wheat, corn, give up all that stuff for 30 days and see if you feel better. Drop it all together or think in terms of moderation. Now, I specialize in taking you through these cleanses as I've talked about, and either you do the 4 weeks online with me or in-house starting in February on the 13th, or you can call and we could do a virtual FaceTime or Messenger private session. I charge $100 for life coaching or 2 sessions for $150, and we can specifically discuss your blood type, your diet, your lifestyle, and I'll customize a plan for you, and you'll get that mental clarity to stop making stupid decisions and gain all the physical health and hotness you deserve. So May 2020 be your year. Commit. Be strong. Stay pumped. I'm off to my homeland of Maui, my home island, for a silent retreat and a microneedling workshop on January 13th from 10 to 3 for $250. Check my website for upcoming continuing education esthetician workshops and workshops for massage therapists that also apply in Austin for this year, and I will be adding more in February. So, blessings. Breathe. Much appreciation for your following me and sharing, and any comments. You could text me with topics you're interested in or appreciations you have or how my words, my insights helped you at 808-283-7587. Happy New Year and aloha.